Hey guys, this is Marissa here to do my July wrap up and August TBR. I had a pretty good reading month surprisingly, even though for like the first and last weeks of the month I didn't have a chance to read. But I actually managed to get like all the books read that I wanted to. That's pretty exciting. I read 8 books this month and kind of a half because I finished one the year before. But yeah, I'm excited about that. Let's get to them. The first book I read was Dangerous Creatures by Candy Garcia Margaret Soul. This is Ridley and Luke's story, and I had a really hard time getting through this one because it was just pressing me. But I did. I pushed through, and I liked the ending. But then it got mean. So yeah, we'll have to see. Then I wanted to read this one the month before, but didn't have time, and that is Be Liars by E. Lockhart. Main reasons I heard amazing things, and it was so short, and I read it in a day. And guys, whatever they tell you about the ending, it is so shocking. Like I did not see it coming at all. Like, I tried to expect it, and I didn't, and it's so good. Like, oh my god, good. Then I read A Thousand Pieces of You by Claudia Gray. This book does not come out until November, I think. And I read Fateful by this author as well and loved it. And this book was so good, guys. I don't know if I've read anything that's like different dimensions or whatever, and if I have, I can't remember it, but this was that, and it was just so good, and I didn't expect it at all. It was amazing. And I read the next one, and I just wanted to finish coffee, and I just loved it so much. Then I read Vampire Academy by Rochelle. Stupid letters. Frostbite by Rochelle Me. This is the sequel to Vampire Academy. And this is the second one, and no, this is not a reread. This is actually my first time reading this series, and yeah, taking my time. I don't have all of them, and I'm in a hunt for them. But I really liked this one. It wasn't as depressing as I thought it was going to be, since it was a second book, but I'm afraid the rest of the series will make up for that. But yeah, I liked it, and I liked how it ended. I really liked it. Let's find it. And I read Every Day by David Levitan. Yeah, I was really excited about this one. I've been wanting to read it since it came out, and I didn't like it as much as I wanted to. I don't know why, if it was just not in the mood for it, or why. I just didn't love it. I may read it one day and change my mind, but that's right now not my favorite. Then I read What I Thought Was True by Huntley Fitzpatrick. This is the author who wrote My Life Next Door, and I read that when it came out and loved it. I didn't like this one as much, which would have been practically impossible, but I still loved it, and I read it in a day, of course, and this one looked very pretty on my shelf. Then, out of the blue, for no particular reason, I read Under the Never Sky by Veronica Rossi. Like I said, not really sure why, but I loved it. I've been meaning to read it forever, and I never had. I read the author multiple times. I only got the first one signed, but now I want all of them, like I knew I would, and it's a struggle, guys. It's just so good. And then, last books I read of the month were Never Fade and Darkest Nights by Alexandra Bracken. I've heard amazing things about these books, and I'm happy to say they surpassed my expectations. They were so amazing. The best dystopians I've read in forever, and different than any I've read in such a long time. I binge read them like no other. I finished this one like in the early mornings when I was supposed to be on a bus to camp in like a matter of hours, but I just had to finish it. And I did. And now I want the third one, and I'm happy that I don't have to wait as long. But still, it's kind of disappointed. But yeah, like, guys, I this one before the last one comes out because they're so good. Like, favorites of the year. I can tell, like already. So good. And that's all I read this month, and yeah. So I've already started my August TBR, and I started it off by starting the Summer I Turned Pretty series again. I read the first two like years and years and years ago before I was even into contemporary, and really enjoyed them, but never got around to reading the third one, even though I owned it. and now I'm going to. So I've already read this one, and I finished this one like an hour ago. So I'll be trying this one, and I'm excited because I haven't read it, and I don't know what's going to happen, and I don't know what happen, so we'll see. I'm excited. Silly. Then I have Kiss of Deception, or The Kiss of Deception, by Mary E. Pearson. I never read anything by her, but this one sounds like Grace Mercy, kind of. Like I think it's about a princess who like runs away to avoid an arranged marriage, and then they find her. It just sounds awesome. And it's big and fantasy, and I'm just excited. Because I haven't read anything like this in a while. Then, I forgot about this completely when I was making my to read stat, and then I was like, oh wait, guess what comes out this month? Island Happily Ever After! Oh my gosh, it's actually coming out. I cannot believe it. I can't. And then I remember I wanted to read the first two because I just want to read them like every time I think about them, and that is, in case you didn't know, In the French Kiss and The Boy Next Door. I've read Anna twice, and I've only read Lola once, so I'm excited to return to them before Isla comes out and binge read and just then I had Sinner by Maggie Stiefvater. I got this one pretty recently, and I'm so excited. I love Maggie Stiefvater, if you didn't already know, and her Shiver series is the reason why I first started loving her as a writer, and I wish I could reread it before I read this, but I really have no excuse to read it, so maybe I'll just like skim the two parts and then read this one. But I'm excited because I love Cole and I love Isabella, and I'm excited to see where they are right now in this mess, I'm sure. And then I have Infinite by Julie Meadows. This is the last book in the Incarnate series, and I love this series. I never got around to finishing it, so I'm excited because they're so pretty, and I need to finish them. And then I have two more, and those are Since You've Been Gone by Meg Matson. I've heard nothing but good things about this book over the summer, and it just looks like a perfect like summer best friend slash romance, not together, read, and I'm just so excited to get to it because I've never read anything by this author, and it sounds awesome. Last but not least, I have Trial by Fire by Josephine Angelini. I loved her other trilogy so much, and this one sounds so interesting and different and has witches, and yeah. So that's all for August. I'm not really sure what is going to be happening to me or for me in August. I start school and stuff, so I don't know how much I'll actually be able to read, but hopefully a lot. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. I will see you at the end of the month with what I read. Bye.